what I sell is organic beer. I make it on the Black Isle, which is just north of Inverness, and I've been doing it for 11 years. And we've got a range of different beers that we make, everything from a sort of light or lagery type beer down to a very dark oatmeal stout, which is delicious with salmon or oysters. I come to the market because it's a nice way of sort of getting to meet our customers. It's direct sort of contact with them, although we do sell in delicatessens and pubs and things around town. But I think it's a useful experience, you know, and also it's very good for trying and testing out new beers as well. And so that's why I do it.
We started with the sheep in about 1988 and started the knitwear not long after that. All the wool is taken from the sheep, then we hand spin all the wool on the traditional spinning wheel, then we hand knit it or hand crochet it. The shades that we use is undyed, mostly undyed natural shades from the sheep's straight from the sheep's fleeces. This is all made from our own sheep. I have several girls working at home spinning the wool and knitting the garment. To produce the amount of wool that we need to supply the farmers market every week, I need to have outworkers as well. One sweater takes approximately 300 hours to make because we hand spin the wool, then it's hand knitted. It depends on how quickly the wool spins up on the spinning wheel, then it depends on how quickly the girls knit the wool.
See thee, Lord, above thy deep and dreamless sleep, the silent stars go by. Yet in thy dark street shineth the everlasting light. The hopes and fears of all the years are met in thee.
I'm the market supervisor, so I basically set up and take down the market and prepare for the market every week. I've been involved with it in one form or another for about 4 years. Some of them will come for the Christmas period and the festival, but generally 90% of them are here all year round. It's good for the customers to be able to see who they're buying their stuff from and to be able to interact directly with the people who've produced it. You know, they can ask questions. I mean, if you go to a supermarket, even if you go to a supermarket butcher and say, tell me about this meat, where does it come from? They'll be like, it's come from a pig from maybe this farm, that might be as much as you can get. Whereas if you talk to the guys here, they'll be like, you know, this pig was killed on this day, it was a good healthy pig, you know, but they will know about the animal which the meat stuck, or the product has come from. It's personal, yeah, I mean, part of it is also, it's not just about locally sourced food, it's partly about education as well. People generally don't have a proper appreciation of just how much food costs, because supermarkets, because of the amount of buying power they have, they can afford to sell things at artificially low prices, which it's a ludicrous situation which to some extent can't last. You know, it can't last indefinitely, but you come here and it's like the food costs this much because that's how much it costs to feed the cow, to let it grow, to maintain it for however long, to get it slaughtered, to get it butchered, and you know, obviously we need to make money on top of that. In supermarkets, organics, it's a label, whereas here you can talk to the person, you can see, you can find out that it, you know, this chicken came from this field, it's been in that field for its entire life, and they, you know, they can probably prove it to you if you really wanted them to. Whereas at a supermarket, it's like I say, it's a stamp.
I love atmosphere here, and I like people who are traveling from the north of Scotland or somewhere and sold their products here. You know, like I usually buy eggs and some marmalade sometimes. Yeah, it's a nice product here, and I like it, like homemade and proper organic, you know. And yeah, it looks like in Czech Republic as well, the market here. I love it.
I come here for the organic veg, and also it's a nice place to have a coffee from and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's nice to visit, you know, and it's nice and colourful and that kind of thing. It's a weekly market, so I come for fresh produce and I'll buy the occasional veg and sometimes you know, a pie or something like that for the weekend.
Well, good morning and welcome to this week's edition of Edinburgh's Farmyard Markets. As you can see, we've got a culmination of various different stalls here, ranging from chocolates to wines to even some of the richer ingredients in life, such as the cheeses and your more sort of dairy focused products as well. This morning I've actually come perhaps slightly later in the day than anticipated, but certainly have made a few purchases that I'd like to talk you through this morning. First and foremost, a fine drop here, a bramble wine, as you can see. The reason for the purchase is simply for over the festive Christmas period, you've got to keep in touch with all those bits and pieces. So certainly a good purchase in anyone's books there, I would say. Secondly, cheesecake. We've gone for a raspberry cheesecake this morning. Tastes fantastic. I'd certainly recommend again to anyone in and around the area to drop in and try that. And finally, we've gone for slightly more traditional kind of purchase this morning. We've taken on the jams, the triple combo of jams, you might say. So yeah, I think we've well and truly done the rounds this morning, and certainly I'd recommend anyone out there to certainly sample this in next year's calendar year. So thanks for listening and enjoy Christmas.
I've been here before. I think it's absolutely marvellous to come to these farmer markets where there is such an array of goods on sale, good farm produced produce. It looks very, very inviting and very, very appetising. So I often pop down to buy one or two things to spread the joy of Christmas, to give some candy to the children, but also I'll be taking home some lovely meat, some lovely pork. I'll be taking that home to Mrs. Claus so that she can cook that when we get back to Lapland. This happens once a week, and I think it's vitally important that we support local produce, you know, instead of obviously buying buy British is best. And these guys, obviously, they manufacture on their own farms, they farm and produce this good quality food, and I would recommend that you come along every week and support these local farmers.